Hi, boys and girls. So I'm going to go over topic 1, the math review. This is everything that we have learned these past 2 weeks. So I'm going to start with number 1. It says the price of a new refrigerator has the same result when rounded to the nearest hundred or thousand. Which could be the price of a new refrigerator? Okay, so they're saying the price of the refrigerator has the same result, whether it's rounded to the hundred place or the thousands place. And they want to know which could be the price of the new refrigerator. Okay, so let me go through them. I have to go through each one. And I'm going to start up here. That way I have lots of room. So I'm doing A first, and I have 1,149. Okay, so first I'm going to try rounding in the hundreds place. That's what they're saying. So my baby is going to be the 0, put a B. My mom is the 4, put an M. Everything before the baby stays the same. And I look at the mom. If the mom is 4 or less, the baby will stay the same. So I'm going to put my comma, baby stays the same. Everything after the baby becomes a 0. Okay, so it becomes 1,000. So now let me do the same thing. Write the number again, 1,049. And now I'm going to round it to the thousands place. Okay, so that means my baby is now going to be the 1, put a B, and my mom is now going to be the 0. So I ask myself, okay, the mom is 4 or less, so that means the baby will stay the same, and everything after the baby will become a 0. So these numbers are both 1,000, whether I round it to the thousands place or the hundreds place. So this just might be my answer. Let me go to B, write my number, 1,118. And I'm going to first round to the hundreds place. My baby is the 1. My mom is a 1 also. Everything before the baby stays the same. Put my comma. Because the mom is 4 or less, the baby will stay the same. And everything after the baby will become a 0. Okay, so I have 1,100. Let me write it again. And now I'm going to round to the thousands place. So baby's a 1 again. The mom is a 1. Because the mom is 4 or less, baby will stay the same. Everything after the baby will become a 0. So I have two different numbers here. I have 1,100 and I have 1,000. These do not have the same number. They are not the same result. So definitely my answer is not B. I'm going to do C. I'll do it over here. I have 1,179. I'm going to round to the hundreds place. My 1 is the baby. My 7 is the mom. Everything before the baby stays the same. Because the mom is 5 or more, the baby will round up. 1 plus 1 is 2. Everything after the baby will become a 0. And I have 1,200. So now I'm going to round again, but to the thousands place. So I have 1,179. My baby is now the 1. My mom is the 1. Because the mom is 4 or less, the baby will stay the same, and everything after the baby will become a 0. These numbers are not the same. They do not have the same result. So it cannot be C. The only one that has the same result is A. So my answer is A. Number 2 says, how could you use the least amount of $1 bills, dimes, and pennies to pay for the soccer ball? So they want us to use $1 bills, dimes, and pennies. And the price of the soccer ball is $6.49, okay? Well, let's look at my answers. I all have $6, okay? Let's go to my dimes now. I know I'm going to have $6, okay? Dimes, I want to use the least amount of dimes. So if I have 4 here, I can have the least amount of dimes would be 4 dimes. So let's go through my answers. This one has 4 dimes. That sounds good. 40 dimes sounds like way too much to have in my pocket. So I don't think this one could be the answer. This one has 4 dimes. Okay, that might be it. Again, this one has 40 dimes. I don't want to be carrying that much money with me. Okay, so I'm going to put here 4 dimes. Next, I need pennies. And I would need 9 pennies. Okay. So I'm going to put 9 pennies here. Which one has that? This one has 9 pennies. That might be good. This one has 900 pennies. I could just imagine hearing all that jiggle in my pocket. I don't want that. Okay, so A would be my answer. This has the least amount. So I'd have $6, 4 dimes equals 40 cents, and 9 pennies is 9 cents, so 49 cents. Okay. Number 3 says the table shows the areas of 4 states. Which of the 4 states has the least area? So for this one, I can just have my place value chart here. Of course, when you take your test, you're going to have to make your own. And I can just plug the numbers in. So I have 240, 741. And then I have 68,898. And then I have 98,381. And last I have 97,814. Okay. And we're looking for which one has the least area. Okay, so I'm going to go through my place values. This first number goes up to 100,000. That's bigger than these 3 numbers. So I know for sure it cannot be Montana. Okay. And I'm going to scratch it out here too. So now I'm going to look at these 3 numbers. In the 10,000s place, I have 699. The smallest one is 6. 6 is less than 9. So that tells me that this one is probably my least one. And if I go here, it is Oklahoma. So Oklahoma would be my answer. Okay. Number 4 says in the number 436,621, which place contains digits where one digit is 1/10 the value of the other digit? Okay. I'm going to pull out my place value chart again. And they're giving us this number and they want to know which places contain digits where one digit is 1/10 the value of the other one. And I'm going to put this number in my place value chart. Okay, so I'm going to start from here. I have 1, 2, 6, 6, 3, 4. Okay. Remember, whenever it says 1/10 or 10 times, you're trying to see, okay, where are the digits that are exactly the same and they're next to each other? Well, I have 2 6s. Whoops. I have 2 6s. They are right next to each other. Okay, and they are the same number. So I'm going to see if this is correct. I want to make sure, are these numbers, is there one 1/10 of the other? So this first 6 is in the thousands place. So if I expand it, I want to see what's the value of it. So I drop my 6, drop my comma, everything after the 6 becomes a 0. So this value of the 6 in the thousands is 6,000. Okay, what about the 6 in the hundreds place? If I drop it, everything else becomes a 0. I have 600. Okay, so I'm going to write it over here. So I have 6,000 and I have 600. Okay, I can say that 600 is 1/10 of 6,000. So yes, my answer would be the thousands and the hundreds, which is B. Okay, remember I also said that you can label it as left and right. Anything on the left side is 10 times greater. Anything on the right side is 1/10. So if I underline this 6 and I circle the other 6, I can say that the circled 6 is 1/10 of the underlined 6 because it's on the right side of the underlined 6. Okay, number 5 says Tori saves $2.30 each week. How much money has she saved in dollars and dimes after 3 weeks? Okay, so let me highlight it. She saves $2.30 each week. But they want to know how much money has she saved in dollars and dimes after 3 weeks. Okay, and they only want to know about dollars and dimes. Okay, so I can say in 1 week, she gets $2.30. Okay. I can say, and they want to know how much in 3 weeks. Okay. Well, she gets $2.30 each week. Each week. So, okay, I can say, okay, another week. Another week goes by, she gets the same thing, $2.30. I need 3 weeks. So I can say, okay, another week goes by and she gets $2.30. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 weeks. So if I add these up, I can see how much did she save in 3 weeks. So let me add them. 0 plus 0 plus 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Drop my decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can say that if she saves her $2.30 each week for 3 weeks, she will end up having $6.90, which is also $6.09. Okay, because if you have 9 dimes, you have 90 cents. So my answer would be C. Okay. Another way to do this is to say, okay, you can also say $2.30 times 3. Okay, but we haven't learned multiplication like this yet. But if you know how to do that, you definitely can do it this way too. Number 6, it says, which is another way to write the numeral 14,363. So they want us to write it. Okay. What they're giving it to us is in standard form. But they want us to put it in word form. Remember, we see it like word form when we see our parents write checks. Okay. So when I write this, I'm trying to look to see where I can have room. I'll write it here. When I write this, I'm going to start with what I see right here. Okay. So I see 14. So I'm going to put 14. And then I'm going to see my comma. When I see my comma, I'm going to say 1,000. Remember, if you see 1 comma, it's 1,000. If you see 2 commas, that's millions. But I only have 1. So it's 14,000. And I have to put my comma here right after the 1,000 because it's right here too. 14,000. And then I'm going to have to write this part. So I'm going to start with the 3. 14,300. Okay, because my 3 is in the hundreds place. 363. 3. Okay. And then let me take out my place value chart just so I can better show you, boys and girls. If I put this number in here, which is what I should have done originally, but if I put my number in here, so 3, 6, 3, comma, 4, 1, you can see that the 14 is in the thousands. So that's why I put 14,000. And I put my comma. Then I get to 300. So that's why I put 300. And then I put 63. Okay. So just in case you're wondering, if you're having trouble with this, always make a place value chart first. Okay. I made the mistake and I didn't do that. Okay, so now let me get rid of this. And so it's 14,363. My answer would be B. Okay. A is silly. It says 1,000. I don't even have, I always say 14,000. I don't say 1,000. C says 14,360. It's totally forgetting the 3. So it's not C. And D says 14,363. Okay. Miss Martinez made a mistake. I made a mistake. My answer is supposed to be D. This is why we double check. This is why we do process of elimination. I read 63 here. It says 36. Okay, so always go back and read it. So my answer is D, 14,363. Okay. Number 7 says a jar of coins contains 6,245 pennies. What is 6,245 pennies? 45 rounded to the nearest hundred. So they're giving me this number and they want me to round it to the hundreds place. So I'm going to write it super big here. 6,245. And they want me to round it to the hundred. So I'm going to underline the 100. Wait, whoops, that's not my hundreds place. I'm going to underline my 100, which is the 2, which is my baby. And I'm going to circle the mom, which is to the right of the baby, and put a mom. Everything before the baby stays the same. Okay, so bring down my 6, bring down my comma. I look at the mom. If the mom is 4 or less, the baby's going to stay the same. So I'm going to bring my 2 down. Everything after the baby will become a 0. And so my answer is 6,200. 8 says, which of the following has a 9 in the hundredths place? Okay, I'm going to pull out my place value chart, but when you take your test, it's important that you make it. Okay. So I also know which of the following has a 9 in the hundredths place. We're dealing with decimals because it says hundredths. So I'm going to plug all these numbers in. I have 28.79. I have 65.91. I have 79.88. And I have 926.7. Remember, if there's no number here, I can just add a placeholder. So now I'm looking at my hundredths place and I want to find a 9. The one that has a 9 is this decimal right here, 28.79, which is the first one. 9 says, which of the following is the missing number? So you have $8.36 equals $8, 3 dimes plus blank pennies. Okay, so this is your $8. These are your 3 dimes. Your pennies would be your 6. Okay. Now, just to make sure that I'm doing this right, let me take out my place value chart, my PVC chart. It's very important that you make yours. And remember, my ones, I'm going to zoom in. My ones are my dollars. Okay. My tenths are my dimes. My hundredths are my pennies. Okay, and my dimes, okay, yeah. So now let me plug my number in, okay? I have $8, or you can say 8 ones, it's the same thing. And that's my decimal, and is my decimal. 3 dimes and 6 hundredths, okay? So I have $8.36. So now I'm going to make sure the 6 is in the hundreds, which is also my pennies. So now it says 8.36 equals 8 ones. Remember, my ones are my dollars. 3 tenths. Okay, my 3 is my dimes. And blank hundredths. So I already said that pennies are our hundredths. So I would have a 6 in here. So that means the missing number is the 6. Okay. It's very important that you know ones are my dollars. Tenths are my dimes. Hundredths are my pennies. And my last problem, it says, which decimal is shown in the grid below? We're looking for a decimal, okay? This one right here is fully shaded. Okay, let me bring out my place value chart again. This is always important. We need this the whole time. This one's fully shaded. If this one's fully shaded, that means that I have 1 ones. Okay, so 1. Then I'm going to go to this one. Before I read this one, I have to put a decimal. Okay, so I have 1 and now I'm going to count. Remember, since I have 10 blocks in this, I'm going to count these by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So I have 1 and 47. I'm going to put it here, 1 and 47. And my answer is D. Okay, and that is the review for topic 1.